you'll notice. Listen to this CNN headline. Tell me if anything sounds strange to you. Biden has signed 42 executive actions since taking office. Here's what each one does. Now, one thing you might notice about this is it's not wailing and gnashing their teeth and saying, these are terrible executive actions and here's how awful they are, right? Which is what you would see if Trump had done it. But even just the language, executive action, that's kind of a new phrase. We haven't heard that very much in the past, but it's bubbling up a lot now under the Biden administration. You see, when Trump would sign these very same things, they were executive orders telling you what to do, forcing it down your throat. That's order, awful, bad. When Biden does it, it's an executive action. Action. We want action. Like an action hero. Oh yeah, I like action. Because Joe Biden, we all know, is so full of energy, right? He's so with it. He's got a lot of action in him. Now, Biden, to his credit, is not using this kind of rhetorical sleight of hand. He's coming out and saying, yeah, I'm signing a whole lot of executive orders, and here's what they are.
But today I'm about to sign 2 executive orders, and basically the best way to describe them, to undo the damage Trump has done. There's nothing new that we're doing here other than restoring the Affordable Care Act and restoring the Medicaid to the way it was before Trump became president, which by fiat he changed, made more inaccessible, more expensive, and more difficult for people to qualify for either of those 2 items, the Affordable Care Act or Medicaid. And the second order I'm going to be signing also changes what the president's done, the president, what former president has done, and it a memorandum reversed my predecessor's attack on women's health access, and as we continue to battle COVID-19.
We could spend probably 3 hours just talking about that train wreck of an announcement, because there was so much in there. An apparent Freudian slip where Biden referred to Trump as the president. What does that say? What does that tell you about Joe Biden's mental state and what he thinks about the state of the country? Then he goes and says that we've got to help women's health and we're going to restore women's health. And that's just a politically correct euphemism that means abortion. So through executive fiat, he's going to restore some of the funding for abortion and some of the access to abortion that Trump took away. Meanwhile, framed right behind Biden is a photo of him meeting the Pope. How disgusting is this? That Joe Biden, a putative Catholic, sitting right next to a very intentionally placed photo of him meeting the Pope, talks about how he's going to restore the butcher of innocent babies around the country. So one of the most genuinely wicked things I've seen a president do so casually in my lifetime, and earlier even looking back through history. Then Biden attacks Donald Trump for all of these changes he had made by fiat. He said Trump did it by fiat. So I'm gonna restore it. Biden is also restoring it by fiat. He's doing the same thing. They both were signing executive orders. It's just that even the procedure of Trump wreaking these changes through executive order is illegitimate compared to Biden. When Biden does it through executive order, totally hunky-dory. It's not even a change. What Biden begins by saying is he says, look, there's nothing new here. Nothing new here, folks. I'm just returning this all back to normal. You see, I with Barack Obama, had instituted the liberal policy, which is obviously what we should have. That's normal in this country. And then Trump, this guy had the audacity to get elected and use his constitutionally prescribed executive orders. And, the very thing that I'm using right now, he had the audacity to do that. And that's wrong and abnormal. And so now when I switch that back, it's just a return to normalcy. Nothing new here. Of course, it is new. When you change the policy of the previous administration, that is something new. But he's saying no. What he's very subtly saying here is liberal policy is permissible. Conservative policy is not legitimate. You used to hear people would talk about the alt-right. Look, we like conservatives, but the alt-right, they're the bad ones. And I guess for a while there was a distinction. The whole reason that there was the term alt-right is because some people were saying we are an alternative to more mainstream conservative thought. But now, very quickly, that term just painted over all right-wingers, and now it's disappeared entirely. You don't hear the term anymore because what the left is doing is delegitimizing the entire right. Even the duly elected center-right president, Donald Trump. If you enjoyed that break from disinformation, historical revision, and screaming about the end of the world, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss another video.